Hi everybody, welcome to the next section of our Isaiah study. I'm in Isaiah 3 verses 12 to 15. So grab your Bible, grab your journal, and let's get started. So let's get started. We're going to do Isaiah 3 12 through 15, like I said, and starting in verse 12 it says, "As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead, they cause thy error, and destroy the way of thy path. The Lord standeth up to plead and standeth to judge the people. The Lord will enter into judgment with the ancients of his people and the princes thereof. For ye have eaten up the vineyard, the spoil of the poor is in your houses. What mean ye that ye beat my people to pieces, and grind the faces of the poor, saith the Lord of God of hosts." And I thought, wow, that's an unusual passage there. And the first thing I thought of when I started reading it was, God's people have children as their oppressors. And I thought, well, today, when you hear how people talk about children, either grandchildren or children they deal with in classes or children they deal with out in public, the children don't behave themselves anymore. It seems like very few children are taught how to behave. I shouldn't say very few. There are children that aren't taught how to behave, because I see a lot of really well-behaved children too, so that would have been wrong to say that. There are children out there that they rule the households, and because they rule the households, it makes everyone else their oppressor, being oppressed by them, because that's not the way God set it up. It's God, man, wife, children. Not God, children, or even children before God. Some people put children before their God. And then it says, and women are rulers. And that's when I thought of the hierarchy. It's God, man, wife, then children. And the women being rulers puts it out of order here. Just like in a church. If you're in a church and you're doing what God says, it should be God's the head of the church, and then the pastor, a man, and then the women can work underneath there and get things done for the Lord. But we're not to be the leader of the church. And it sounds to me like nowadays in families, the wife rules instead of the husband, and the children oppress their parents because their parents are too busy acquiring money to raise their children. And I see that a lot, and I think, do you really want that to be your memories? Work, buy stuff. They feel guilty and let them boss the parents around because they feel guilty. In verse 14, the princes there have ruined the vineyards and now are taking what the poor have. That sounds a lot like today. Waste money or greed up more money. Like today, the rich people also, some others are greedy and don't care about who they step on to get more. In verse 15, in this passage, they are beating the people to pieces. And that sounds horrible to me. and grind the faces of the poor. What a horrible picture to think about. It seems like if those who live for stuff can't get stuff, they need a fix. Like they're an addict and they're addicted to stuff. And they hurt others to get it. Sometimes I worry about society today, and I see advertisements where they're trying to entice you to buy more and more and more. Oh, I got the bargain for you. But did you get it because you needed it, or because it was this big bargain? If it's a big bargain and you don't need it, then you have to care for it and store it, and you've already paid for it. It seems kind of like a waste, doesn't it? Maybe, I don't know. But there was a time when I wanted more and more and more. And I do have a problem with stationery. I do like stationery, to be honest. And I acquire a lot of stationery. But I do use it all. I do my journals and my notebooks to study. But I could do with less. And that's what I think we all need to think about. Could we do what we do with less? And not have to work so hard and get to spend more time on God's things and our family? And that's a good thought. I think that's the thought we'll leave it on today. Less, doing things with less, and being able to do God's will and spend time with our family. I like that. Well, that's all I have for now. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, let me know down below in the comments why. If you want something else to be studied, I can try to get that put in there as well, especially after I move. I'll have more time. And I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.